All right, what is next
Yeah,
week?
I
Bolstering.
really believe you don't do that shit.
Bolstering Quaking.
Is this the first bolstering week since they debuffed or nerfed it?
Yeah. No. It was week 12 was what, 5 weeks ago?
Okay.
4 weeks ago was bolstering explosive. I think that was the first time we saw it. But this is the first fortified bolstering since then. So kind of hurts. But Quaking's like not bad. And it expires now. Bolstering
yeah, it is.
expires.
Yeah, I think
Let me look up the
good week.
difference. Yeah, so they made it only 20 seconds long. And I guess it refreshes, right?
Yeah, it'll refresh, but it's only if it's like you got a
Bolstering
last guy up
extender.
with a bunch of stacks on him, it'll go off after 20 seconds.
And it can be
Nice.
shivved, or could it be shivved before?
No, it can never be
No?
removed. That's raging. Can be soothed.
Raging can be
Yeah.
shivved.
So I mean, like looking at other side, really just this first pull, like focus the warlord, which is already the case anyway.
Right.
Soothe him, because if he's like 5 bolster and raging, he's just gonna fucking pound the tank. And this death speaker gonna be kind of, make sure you get your kicks on that.
So pretty much what you're saying is bring a sub rogue.
Oh yeah, Frostmate.
Mm.
Bring sub trial for the big funnel.
Yep.
These guys, this pull, actually what I think I'll do for this pull is pull these two. Like maybe I'll run in, root them over here, pull these two, and then when they're at like 30%, tag this pack. That way, like they all die at the same time. I think like
yeah,
sure.
that's a big thing this week is like how can you kill stuff at the same time?
Mhm.
Right.
So, like pull the big packs and then stuff like at the end. Which
I
will be
think that-
kind of the same in halls here. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's just gonna be a low key, like, kind of a challenge week because I feel like players don't always know how to play bolstering really well.
Yeah, it's a lot of. It's actually like one of the only weeks where DPS like has a lot of pressure on them. Like, usually it's like a tank or healer pressure, but like DPS can really like screw your group this week.
Especially in the shards. I mean, I know that you're about to talk about that, but
Yeah.
like, the shards, like, yeah, let's bolster. You can't triple bolster, right? It's just one bolster that gets refreshed now.
No, it still stacks.
It's still
It's
stacked.
it's still
Yep.
it's still bolstering. It just expires now is the only thing.
Yeah, I would almost think pull the shards separately on each of
Yeah,
them.
this is what I was gonna say is maybe like we do whatever pull, and then just for example, this shard, like we'll do this, and then what you
And then
can
the
do
two.
is add these two to that pull,
Yeah.
and then just do these together, and then when the pull's almost dead, tag these guys.
Yep.
And that might be the way to do it, because having like a fortified triple bolster shard, just like doing the thrash on the group is gonna. So that's probably like the biggest danger in halls, really, or even actually having like double or triple bolstered obliterators bolting on the tank is gonna hurt a lot as well.
Yep.
Don't pull any trash onto the boss.
Ever.
Unless the boss is like dying before the trash. But probably just don't do it ever. Prefer always. I'm being whispered to join a guild. Hopefully. Yeah, otherwise halls is pretty chill. I guess my favorite double pull over here. I'm gonna still do that shit.
They're super
Ever.
friendly, by the way. I could tell that from the little spot in your little window there.
True.
The shadow something.
Yeah, let's see. What does it say? Hey there, are you looking to join a guild? The Shadow Hunters.
Ooh, super
shadow.
small.
Oh, super small.
Super
Great.
friendly. Great.
We're very exclusive with our invites, but we're spamming random. Yeah, hall is pretty good. These guys don't bolster, so like that's not a problem. Move through miss. I mean, I don't really like pulling this villager anyway. We usually been skipping this recently.
Yeah, I think that's the best play there.
Pretty much the move. We don't really pull trash with the bow breaker, so that's not scary. Bolstering's really not too bad at miss, I feel.
No. Everything is pretty
Because
even
these
health.
smallies don't bolster. Actually, the only thing that might suck is these reavers. If you like
Right.
triple bolster reavers and they put like double stacks of poison on people, like that's actually gonna really truck, and it'll come up out of nowhere too. So CC these or do them separate or whatever you gotta do. But that's
Yeah,
probably
thing I
the
would
only
say is-
danger.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is be careful with wall pulls too. If they come in late, they might get bolstered up.
Oh, that's very true. So like say you're fighting these two here and you pull these through the wall, you might end up in a situation where you have 2 stacks of bolster on this whole pack, which makes it not worth it at all. Yeah, that's a good call. I think bolstering actually has a range. So let's see. It's nearby allies is what it says on the tooltip, but I don't know what the range is. Oh, 30 yards. So if you're, say you're fighting a pack, for example, you're fighting this, right? And these guys come in and one of them's alive. If you're like a druid, you could taunt and run up here and kill that. Kind of extreme, but just something to keep in mind. Yeah, so Mist is pretty chill. Plaguefall, I feel like you can get into bolstering problems, especially with this pull here. If they're not all killed evenly, you'll end up with like a 19 bolster slime that
Has a
hurts.
million health.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe if I'm feeling spicy, I'll edit in that bolstering nightmare clip that I have on my
There you go. Be great.
like 7 minutes long.
And then like these the first pull after the first boss with the big guy and the bunch of little
Yeah,
guys.
that will
Another-
bolster as well.
Another good example. Now luckily there's little claw guys run away, so just have to kind of like be careful about priority damage. Priority damage is really important this week.
Yeah,
So-
what
Yeah,
I could
definite
do.
fear there would be them running into something else. So be sure you're still CCing them and keeping them back, because you don't want them running into something else and pulling it in late and just making a
True.
whole
And
show
then you
of
got
it.
like 4 bolsters on a plague rock that you didn't even want or something like that. It'd be
Yeah.
bad. Honestly, I
bad-
think mass
bad
roots
wing
is pretty
buffet.
chill this week. Like I could mass root these 3, pull this guy, and when he's at like 50, we just bring these guys into the
Yeah.
stuff like that. I always run mass roots, which is not what people recommend, but
There's not a lot of tanks that do that though.
no,
Like,
there's not.
I feel
Most
like
of them
there's-
run Mighty Bash.
Well, no, I don't mean master roots. I just mean tanks that like pull something and then pull something a little later into it. Like you're actually getting the same net DPS on stuff. You're just changing when if it comes in at the beginning or comes in at the end.
Right. Well, the issue would be like if you triple bolster the spine breaker, you're increasing his health by 60% or 45%, which then is like subtracting DPS, which like won't show up on the meter, but it
And
just
then don't
wastes time.
forget the slimes on the ground after he dies. They'll be bolstered as well, I believe.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
like
boy.
you're gonna have a triple bolster thing.
Maybe I think they'll get bolstered if you kill these slimes. Like say he dies, there's 5 slimes, and then these 3 die.
Yes.
I think you'll be able to bolster him. That could be spicy for you.
Right. Yeah.
This area, these guys all have similar health. That's probably fine. This pull, I think, normally I pull like all of these together. I'd probably just do the 4 and then take these at the end of the pull. Usually we try to have CDs for that pack anyway, so it's not like for the world. The mini bosses will not get bolstered, so feel free to like. We could even like leave. Yeah, actually, maybe kill these
Yeah, leave
4
those
and then
up.
pull the 4 onto Oros if you're pulling Oros, and then it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is pretty good. Over here, we usually tag we'll tag like 2 of these mobs while we're fighting this, so that's probably not a problem. But if you do this whole island together, you might bolster the sniper. Guy hurts, or the big guy that called ads. This area could be kind of bad too, but there's actually not that many mobs like total. There's a lot of those stealthlings. They don't really hurt. Alright, sorry, they don't bolster. They hurt sometimes. This could be spicy. I think we've had a situation in here. Or was that bursting? Remember something happening.
I believe it's bursting. I don't think the little guys bolster. And if so, they just chase the tank anyway, so I don't think that's a super spicy.
Cool. Sanguine.
Sanguine's okay.
Sanguine doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, I guess Sometimes when I'm feeling like fancy, I'll pull all 3 of these, but that's not the move. Don't really want to bolster the Mistdancer.
No. Yeah, I mean, because it'll be a one-shot. The one thing
Yeah,
about
the
these-
the
backpack.
This pack here.
the overseers are kind of gross. He's kind of gross. It's just like priority damage. So if you bring like a group, make sure you bring like kicks. Like cause if you have 2 of those gorgers up and you can keep them locked down, that's fine. You know, but if you if you have them gorging people while you're trying to get down that big guy, you're just gonna have a bad time. So
Yeah. Yeah, this one could be kind of hard. You want to like do, I don't know, it's kind of difficult because you don't want these to live too long because they hurt, but you also
Yeah.
don't want to like big bolster this guy. So
right.
I don't know. Good luck. I think these don't bolster because they
No, they
didn't
don't.
drop ghosts when we ran Sanguine.
Yeah.
But I think this pull is still fine.
Yep. And you can kill it.
These are all
reasonably
very
easy.
similar
easy.
health. Yeah. Should be fine.
So
These
it's-
little
it-
guys don't bolster.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
This is a really good week to use your jars well. In Sanguine, so if you could use your jars well, I think this key is easy. If you don't, this key is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
So
I think some of these bolster each other, but not the boss, maybe?
Yeah,
boss
they
doesn't
bolster.
bolster.
Yeah, the boss doesn't get bolstered on this. I don't know if any of them do bolster.
I don't think any of the ads here bolster.
Okay. I noticed, like, these dropped ghosts, I think.
Yeah, they're not exclusive. They're not exclusive
Okay.
like ghosts and bolsters and
Okay, cool. Sanguine, not too bad then. And I guess the other part is Quaking. So Sanguine, like, is kind of like tight corridors. So if you're in range, like, or if you're a ranged player, like, don't be in melee unless you really have to.
yeah.
Just, be aware of where you are, especially in a place with walls and hallways.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about Quaking.
Yeah, it's almost a non-affix, but, like, if you're not used to playing around Quaking, I'll link in the description my, like, Quaking WeakAura thing that, like, makes noises when you're gonna kick yourself or tells you to stop casting or whatever.
Yep.
And there's also the timer, so I'll put that in there too. This pull, either prio the Goliath or do the 6, and then, like, what you don't want is to do the 6 and tag this guy at the end because he normally pats in at the end, and then you have a 6 bolstered Goliath with like a fuck ton of health for no reason. So I'd either pull everything all together and focus him, or do the 6 and then do the Goliath, and you can like get him to like 60 as you're walking up the hill, and then just like bolster kill these all together. I think might be the move. I guess his fists, as long as they don't get out, they won't kill you, but I think he like punches the tank a lot, right?
Oh yeah, he does, but
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Okay.
I would
Cool.
say definitely pull him with the 4 though. Pull him in late with the 4, like get him
Okay.
down to, like you said, about 60 and pull him into the other 3.
Makes sense. Yeah, and now that we have our sub-trial Frank Omega-powered rogue, you could run up and distract, buy us like a couple extra seconds, Or just, I think, pull them, but he does pad all the way down. I think pull this in Lust, because it's fortified.
I don't know what that is, so distract. You have to teach me.
Okay. Used it on the mask the other day.
Did I?
I think so.
That's nice.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
too
that one you just gotta
much-
prio him.
Yeah. Not too much bad stuff. This, if this pull goes well, this double pull, it'll be great. But if this double pull gets fucked up and these guys are bolstered throwing spears on people, it could be horrible. So, I guess if you're really comfortable, do it. If you're kind of sketched out, maybe do them separate, just to be safe. Kind of like group by group. This pull is still fine because these guys all have the exact same amount of health. So it's not like really that you're gonna bolster one and this big pull that I sometimes like to do, I think is not the move. Unless these guys are at like 30%. Then you tag.
Definitely don't do the
I don't
want
wanna
to
do
this
this,
week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not worth it unless you have like omega crazy cooldowns and it's like a low key, but probably just I'd play it safe. This one will hurt, I think. Fortified anyway. And it's also like tight space and there's Quaking. Fire seems like it's really open, but there's some spots where it's actually kind of tight. Always focus the squad leader here, we've learned. Because his inspiring presence, 30% less AoE damage to his friends. So that's why we always prio him. Rest is pretty chill, like not huge pulls. Some people have been pulling this. I noticed like in streams I've watched, like higher keys, they pull this stuff, but even then it's just 4 mobs, so not too bad.
I almost think that would be the play this week to pull, to skip the pack before the
this
boss.
pack. Yeah.
And then pull one of those to get the percent.
I want to get comfortable doing that. Like you skip this pack and this pack, and then you pull like 2 things over here. I think this one and that one maybe. I wanna start trying that out maybe. Cool. Spire's not too bad. Oh, you know what? Maybe the only part where Quaking might matter is when you're stacking these orbs. So like, say you, let's see. Like, say you all get the swirlies that you normally stack. If the boss is here, and you're all trying to stack around here, and you have to spread out, don't spread out like side to side, spread out like lengthwise almost, so that the orbs come in a straight line. Does that make sense? Because if you all stack up and then Quaking happens and everyone fans out, it can kind of like fuck up the tank when he tries to soak. But if you do it like this way, they're all like in line with the tank, that's probably the move. Other than that, not too bad. Quaking might be bad up here. Bubble. I guess try to get to a corner of the bubble. You have to Quake one person better than Quaking multiple, so like stack right on someone, I guess. These guys definitely don't bolster. I think these ones do.
Yeah, they do. Those do. The little ones don't.
Yeah, I want to say necrotic's pretty normal. Like, what do we want to worry about with both?
Nothing. It's a free key.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
I'm looking
it's
around. I don't see
free every
anything.
I mean, like the bosses that you think would be bad are the ones that like or the mini bosses are the ones that you prio damage and then they kill everything around them. So it's like super
Sure.
free.
Those guys could be kind of bad.
I think these
for
ones
tanks.
do bolster, but like these little baby ones don't. So I guess the most you'd get is like these guys will be bolstered like 3 times, but just try to like prio the big guys. Maybe call for like a taunt if you're trying to run, reset your stacks or something. But maybe not if you don't have like an immunity. You don't really want to get hit by this with 3 stacks if you're a tank. Could be spicy, could be fun. We'll find out. The last boss with Quaking, is that weird at all? Probably not. Okay. I guess maybe when you're running around dodging the swirlies, you might clip someone, but nothing too. And then lastly, Theater of Pain. Oh, actually, maybe don't pull the Bloodhorn because it'll bolster the boss.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tag him. You could probably tag him at the end of the boss fight when like the last boss is up and it has like 10% health or something. Or just don't do that.
Have to
maybe.
be sure to have a rogue to distract him though, because he's gonna come at you anyway because he automatically
Oh,
sees you. Yeah,
okay.
He's got true sight.
Makes sense. So this skip is a little bit funky this week. Maybe just pull it or have a rogue.
Well, I'd almost say maybe it kind of sucks, but to skip past him, grab him, get him down a little bit, and then pull him into the smaller pack. Even though
True.
I still love keeping that smaller pack up after.
Yeah, me too. What you can do, but this is like kind of more advanced, risky side, is like a druid or I guess any night elf or a mage could do it with invis, or a hunter could do it with feign. Like you could run in, like say I'm on my hunter, I can camo past these 3, run in, aggro this guy, run to the right, everyone runs into the left, and then I feign. and then he resets. That's like
Yeah.
the only way you could do that, but I don't really like doing risky shit like that immediately, like first thing in the key, because if it goes wrong, like everyone just is so mad. So I don't know. A little sketch, but yeah. Bolstering these arbalists. This guy, these two on Fortified. Just have C for this stuff or skip it. Bolster bleeds will truck. This pull, these guys, the little ones don't actually bolster. I think there's like 3 or 4 bolstering in this entire pull. So this is still the move, I think, to pull all of this. I think this one, this one, this one, and that one.
Yeah, those are
Are the only
ones
bolsters.
The rest of the little ones don't.
Yeah, so that's fine. Good. This guy will get 2 bolsters, but not the end of the world. Same thing here. I think this is only the one. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad here. I can never find the right arrows for this. And then lastly, over here, pretty small pulls, so it doesn't really matter. Quaking can be kind of bad on this platform here, especially if you're trying to dodge shit on the floor. If you have that curse thing. Careful. Quaking can be a little sketchy, like with these frontal guys. Say like they're aiming this way, and like you and another person are stacked up, and you both like you're like scared to quake each other, but you also have to move. Like just quake each other, I think, if that's be an issue. Frontals are rough. And I think that's kind of it. All the dungeons. And my usual like questions is like, who do you think the pressure is on the most this week? I think a lot of it is like tanks to not pull stuff poorly and DPS to not kill stuff poorly. What do you guys think?
Oh, for sure, yeah. DPS needs to priority the bigger stuff in each pull if it's pulled in at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I think even like having someone that like marks the biggest mob with the skull, like as simple as that is, and then like try to focus that, can be like pretty helpful. Just try to be aware of, don't like pad AoE damage on pull and then screw yourself into fighting a mob with like 60% more health for no reason. Try to be aware of stuff. What's good to bring this week? Anything that you can like EC maybe? Like if you could pull, I'm trying to think of an example of this. There's a pack. Maybe like Arden Wield. So no, not really. I'm trying to think if you could like mass root something and pull one of them in, but not really. I don't know. What do you think? Any specific classes or specs super useful this week?
I mean, I think
And sub rogue, obviously.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
anything that can funnel is good. So I know I just started playing a sub rogue, but it's probably a good idea this week if you can have a tune that can push damage into a particular target. I'd be cautious about running with monks unless you know them.
Oh, because they just blow everything up. True.
Yeah.
Something that is a little hard to use but pretty cool is that you can cyclone. If you have a druid, you can cyclone, which puts them in like this vortex for like 5 seconds. That makes them immune to all damage, but it also makes them immune to bolstering. So for example, like if you know you're gonna say you're pulling like this, and you know you're gonna like insane bolster this Elderhorn, when everything's about to die, you can cyclone him, and it'll like not take the bolstering stacks, and then like pull him onto Farouk or something. But that's a little. Remember, I learned how to do that in BFA, but it's a little weird. I don't even have a keybound on my druid, to be honest.
Yeah, I think
And
any
that's about-
class with good prio damage or good funnel damage is going to be great for you this week.
Nice. Let's see. Any healers in particular that are good? I think Healers, I guess, what, Pally has good, like, prio damage?
Mm-hmm.
Shaman's a little more AoE. Yeah,
Yeah, but shamans can funnel a little.
that's
So
true.
I'd say can funnel with their lava burst and just change their playstyle a little bit.
Cool. Okay. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for helping out with this, guys.
Well, thanks for the.
Appreciate it. I didn't introduce everyone, but Rank, Drand, Jerekun, Joe is here, but I'm not sure if he's still here, but he's in Discord.
Oh yeah, I just don't
Oh,
want to
he's
pollute the airwaves.
You're good. No pressure. It's really just me and like the people in this Discord that might watch this anyway, but see. Cool. All right, well thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll link the WeakAuras for Quaking. If I can, I'll try to find the one. I used to have a WeakAura that puts an X on the highest health mob, not by percentage, but by like numeric health value, which could be good just to have like a permanent X on the prio target. If I can find that, I'll put it in the description. If not, sorry. But yeah, thanks for watching, folks. Peace out. Right.
Yeah, that WeakAura of yours, I like that.
The Quaking one, or
The Quaking
yeah,
one.
yeah, I'll link that for sure. I think, did I send that to you?
Oh yeah.